Good evening to one and all. Today's topic is part third of secularism vis-a-vis pluralism, a study pertaining to Western thought and Indian constitutional culture. Indian constitutional system starts from with the noble idea that Indian secularism is not an end in itself, but a means to address religious plurality and sought to achieve peaceful coexistence of different religions. The religious aspect of secularism vis-a-vis pluralism starts in India from very beginning, that is called the historical aspect. And within the scope and ambit of historical aspect, there was a period of Vedic Kal. And in that Kal, that period, system was the law Dharma. And Dharma was in the principles or as a doctrine of the religious and spiritual system of the country. The second was the period when this aspect has converted into the multi-religious system. And after that, in India, the medieval period was there. In the medieval period, there was a conflict of religious aspect related to the polity in different ways. And then it has started the British period. And after the British period, there was the national movement, ideology of our leaders, and it has started the over of the British period, the Constituent Assembly debate. Therefore, pre-constitutional system in India, including the historical aspect, medieval period, British period, and the debate in the Constituent Assembly and post-constitutional system in India related to the secularism vis-a-vis pluralism. And the next component of discussion is, as I have expressed the idea in my first lecture, that pre 42nd Amendment and post 42nd Amendment. And judicial approach is one of the facet also which comes under this secularism system of the constitutional culture and composite culture of Indian civilization. And I will start this lecture from the Vedic period. As it has stated by me that there was the Dharma, and Dharma was basically based on the good principles of law. And the king was under the Dharma, and if king will not follow the principles of the good laws, then certainly those political empire who were violating the system of the law, dharma, in the ancient period was entitled himself or herself from the political regime. That was there. And this system was called the principles of Raj Dharma. Under the concept of Raj Dharma, everyone was equal with respect to the religious system and distribution of resources and protection to all, and their development, education, and the employment, whichever was available at that time, everyone was equal according to the religious aspect, and therefore the secular concept was not in favor of particular religion. It was the equal for all, but that was the concept of dharma. And in the medieval period or in ancient period, if we will see the religious aspect of Asoka, he has adopted the concept of Buddhism. And Buddhism was the principles of coexistence, love, and to give equal opportunity to all, and self-restraint and self-controlled and control of own indriyas, which is called the self-restrained and self-controlled system of the religious aspect. That is called the Buddhism. Of course, there is a thought. But after that, when the Britishers came in India, middle period, of course, is there also some invasion was there, interference was there in the Indian culture, and that was the era of the various empire. But one of the empire who was very popular for the purpose of the equality principles to adopt for the betterment of the society, that was the time of Akbar. Akbar had given the concept of equality to all, and that was also the golden period. But after that, when the Britishers entered in India, they have divided the Indian peoples on the basis of religion, and their purpose was divide and rule. Therefore, accepted that you will surprised to know they have accepted in the first instance after the 1857 national movement the right of religion of Indian people, because the religious system is so sensitive and a concept, of course, which is based on the own feeling, but it is very sensitive. They have accepted it, and they have not accepted this one. They have issued the charter and legalized this one, and then they have accepted in 1935 Act by recognizing the caste system in India of basically the recognition of contest the vote on the basis of the reservation, and that was the system. Then when there was, of course, when there was national movement, it started no doubt from the 1857 and before that also. But when that movement came into the peak, there was the ideology of father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and his ideology of the religious concept and secularism was related to this basically the system of the brotherhood, equality, and to adopt the good principle, moral principles of the religious aspect. And that religious aspect which has adopted by the Indian freedom, the soldiers of the Indian national freedom, they have followed the principles of the ideal religious aspect. And the ideal religious aspect, according to the philosophy of the national movement's leader, father of the national movement, Mahatma Gandhi, all are equal. And the preferences should be given to those who have no equal status in the society. That was the secular concept. But the Nehru's secular concept was based on the scientific method of the religious aspect. It was a scientific method of religious aspect, and under the scientific method of religious aspect of the secularism, as expressed by Pandit Nehru, somehow it was related to the Western thought. According to the Western thought, all as you have seen the ideology of Suja and others, total separation of the religious aspect from the political system of a particular country. But at the same time, there was the philosophy and the ideology of the jurist of the Western to accept the welfare concept of the people and the educational system in a particular country. That was the aspect. But in Constituent Assembly, the secularism aspect also discussed on 6th December 1948. When the Constituent Assembly was discussing the right to religion, as I have said in the second part of the lecture, that right to religion is one of the concept in American system of thoughts. It is one of the concept in American system of thought. And that was the debate in the Constituent Assembly on 6th December 1948. And at 10, when the meeting started, discussion started, the famous jurist from, or the Constituent Assembly member from the Odisha province, Mr. Mehta, participated in the debate. And another was the very interesting debate by H.V. Kamath. H.V. Kamath. And the ideology of the draft Constitution Article 1922, that is right to religion, freedom of religion, at present 25 to 28, was very interesting. And they have discussed in the Constituent Assembly about the secularism and said that the total religious aspect, which is based on the morality and the goodness, welfare, of the people, to regulate the society by the ideal principles of civilization, cannot be separated from the law in India. That was one thought. The another thought was there. We are agreed to give the right to religion to the people of this country by providing the constitutional culture under the fundamental rights. But the final argument placed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and he said that in this aspect of right to religion, what will be the secularism part? He said that whenever there will be any kind of the disturbances, violation of the law and order, peace in the society, the state shall have the power to make the law to control that right to religion. And that part will be the secularism concept in India. Secularist concept, as it has debated in the Constituent Assembly, said that the right to religion is being provided to the citizen of this country, but at the same time, this right shall be controlled and regulated by the state by making the law. It means the state will not have any kind of religion. All the religions shall be equal. State's religion will not be there. The participation of the state shall not be in any matters of religion, but there shall be the equality for everyone to follow own religion on the basis of or on the ground of the own feeling. That was the debate. And when Constitution came into force, as you know, the commencement date of the Constitution, 26 January 1950. All the provisions of the Constitution came into force, and there was no concept as secularism in the Constitution as such in the beginning. There was no concept, but this was debated at the time of the Constitution making process. And there was a debate in the national movement. And there was a concept which was based old Indian culture, a golden culture. And there was this such type of system, but initially the same word was not there in the Constitution. But after the enforcement of the Constitution, there was some debate without having any word incorporated in the Constitution. And that debate was based on the secularism is not a spiritual, not concerned with religion. Debate was there. Secularism, so far the concept is concerned, it is not a spiritual or not concerned with the religion. A system of belief rejects all form of religious faith and worship. That is secular. The meaning is thereby that it is not a concern with the spiritual or religion, but it has the scope to recognize all the religion as per the second part of the lecture, which was existing in American country, to include the religious right of the citizen of the Indian society. That was the constitutional culture. And very interesting aspect about the secularism expressed by Donald Eugene Smith. Donald Eugene Smith. In short, D.E. Smith. And he has written a book, India as a Secular State. The Donald Eugene Smith has written a book known as India as a Secular State. And that was published in 1963. He said that individual and the corporate freedom of the religion means, as I have said in the second lecture, please, it is a private right. Right to religion is a private right. In the same way, D. Smith, Donald Eugene Smith said that it is an individual right. And it may be a group of persons' rights, right to religion. Not connected, particularly the state shall not be connected with any kind of religion. This is the idea, that is the thought of D. Smith. No interference with the religion. The state will not do any interference with the religion of any person. And subject to the basic, the system of the polity of a particular country. That was accepted by India also. And in the same way, a research paper published in the Indian Bar Review, you might be seen the Indian Bar Review, IBR, normally publishing by the Bar Council of India, Delhi. The research paper written by the Justice D.A. Desai, the Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court as he was then. And the title of the research paper was Relevance of Secularism Today. And that was published in 1967, Indian Bar Review. Page number 339. And he had concluded his paper by stating that state has nothing to do with the religion. State shall be separate. The concept of secularism. State has nothing to do with the religion except when religious management involves crime, fraud, or becomes a threat to unity and integrity of India. Only then the state shall interfere into the religion that is the guaranteed under the fundamental right by the constitutional culture in India. When there will be the threat to the unity, integrity, and maintaining of law and order in India, then Parliament has power in that article, if we will see 25, 26, 27, 28, which was in the draft constitution 19 to 22, as I have pointed out. Therefore, in the same way, the Justice M.S. Beg also expressed his ideology in a case decided by Honorable Justice or other judges in the Supreme Court, Bahrauddin Bukhari versus Brij Mohan Ramdas Mehta. It is a case of 1975, published in the supplementary edition of SCR. SCR is a Supreme Court report, page number 281. And in that case, Justice M.S. Beg said that state differences of religion is the duty to protect the religious aspect of everyone unless there will not be any kind of social disturbance by observing the own religious system. Duty of the state is to provide the or facility to all the citizens, as the American concept says. In respect of any kind of religious feelings, in respect of any caste, in respect of with the, it means that all are equal in the eyes of laws, and for the state everyone is equal. And in that judgment, the Supreme Court also quoted the ideology of Maitland. And in the ideology of the Maitland, he was one of the jurists. There should be the action and duty of the state impartiality and public good, means the protection of public, provide every kind of facility to the public. That is secularism. This is called the secularism, the duty of the state to follow the doctrine of equality without any kind of the special privilege to anyone, and to provide the facility. That is also the secularism. Religious system have nothing to do with the affairs or in the affairs of the state. That was the ideology of Maitland. And you have seen the Pandit Lakshminath Maitra, who was from the Odisha province, also said that in the Constituent Assembly on 6th December 1948 at 10. No discrimination shall be done by the state. Number one, that is the secularism. Number two, no preference treatment to anyone on the basis of religion. That is the secularism principle number two. Number three, we cannot done to any profess and practice propagate. We are providing, he said that we are providing, as it is written under Article 25 at present, the right to religion includes the profess and practice and propagate, so on. Everyone has the right of own religion, but that right should not be interfere over the rights of another person, as you can see. Then the system of the judicial interpretation of this secularism. The case of S.R. Bommai, as you know, in 1994, reported in EIR, page number 1918, said that secularism is the basic concept. It is a case of 94. And before that, the word was incorporated in the preamble of the Constitution by 42nd Amendment in 1976 on the ground of the Swarna Singh Committee recommendation. There was one word, and that word was not there initially at the time of Constitution commencement. And it has debated, but it was avoided by the constitution makers not to include it, this secularism concept, but incorporated in the preamble. And if it is incorporated in the preamble, there are the articles, you can see Article 14, Article 15, Article 16, Article 25 to 28, and Article 29 clause 2, where there is a word related to the religion. But that word is related to the religion except 25, 28 is a mandate to the state. No discrimination will be there on the ground of the religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, residence, so on. This is a restriction on the affairs and functions and duties of the state. Restriction, it means the secular activities will be there. And that secular activities accepted by the judiciary from 1973 or this SR Bombay or other cases, Farooq Ismaili case or Roy's case, so many cases are there as a basic concept of the Indian Constitution, which is called the basic features of the Indian Constitution. It cannot be disturbed by anyone. This secularism concept cannot be disturbed by anyone. And this is the mandate to the government. That mandate was given by the judiciary to the state. And a concept was there, of course, in the Vedic period. That concept was Sarva Dharma Sambhav. And Sarva Dharma Sambhav means every person's religious feeling is equal and this should be treated equally.